UFT class 27, error handling. Error handling. What is error handling? Handling expected and unexpected errors. Expected errors. Whenever we use invalid input, then we can expect errors. Next, unexpected errors. See, sometimes we cannot expect errors. Example, resource is not responding. Our scripting logic is correct, but we are fetching some data from a resource. Resource is not responding. Unexpected error. Next, resource responding but insufficient. Unexpected error. Next, resource not available. Resource has been deleted. Unexpected error. See, handling expected and unexpected errors. See, for handling errors, we have VB script features and UFT tool feature recovery scenarios. Okay, we will discuss recovery scenarios later. First, VB script features. Yesterday, I explained how to handle errors using VB script features. See, how to handle errors. One of the method, using conditional statements. Using conditional statements. Next, using built-in functions. Using conditional statements, we can handle some type of errors. Not all types of errors, only some type of errors. Next, using built-in functions. Built-in functions. Next, using exit statement. Using exit statement. Exit statement is used to terminate loops. Exit for, exit do. Next, using option explicit statement. It is error prevention mechanism. Error prevention. Using option explicit statement. Next, using on error statement. On error statement, etc. See, first I am taking using conditional statements. Using conditional statements. Observe. Record login functionality. Enter agent name, enter password, click OK button. Stop. Next, just a minute. Next, run the script. See, it is executing. Executing. Suppose login dialog box already exists on desktop. If you execute this script, what will happen? Script will launch one more instance of application, then two instances of application. UFT tool will confuse. It will show error. Run the script. See, login object description matches. more than one of the objects currently displayed. See how to handle this type of situations using conditional statements. See, if not logical operator, logical negation, if not so and so dialog of login dot exists. Suppose for checking login existence 3 or 4 seconds enough, otherwise it will take 20 seconds. This is one-way condition, negative condition. What is the meaning of this condition? Usage of this condition. If not so and so login dialog box exists, then launch the dialog box and continue login operation. Opposite. If exists, don't launch. Just bypass the condition. Just continue login operation. If exists, just continue login operation. If not exists, launch the dialog box and continue login. Observe. First scenario, login not exists. Run the script. Checking. What is the problem? Oh, not exit. Exists. Run the script. Checking the existence, then launching and login. Okay. Next, second scenario, login already exists. It won't launch login dialog again. It will continue login operation. Run the script, login. See, for browser also, you can use same type of error handling. Next one, rare scenario, rare. Generally, no existence or one instance. Suppose if multiple instance of application, multiple instance, that is rare scenario. Rare. Run the script. No. You remove this one. It is not suitable. Observe. Working with multiple instance of application. Working with multiple instance of application. Can you tell me, Samir, how to work with multiple instance? Ritu?
Yes, sir. We can use index property.
Yes, we can use index. You forget about remaining instance already exist on desktop. You launch new instance and continue with the latest one only. What is that syntax? Descriptive code required. See. Text colon equal to login, comma, index colon equal to 0, just a minute. Next, whenever we use descriptive code for parent object, we need to use same descriptive code for child object. Attached text colon equal to. Next, OK. Text colon equal to. Observe, run the script. It ignores all instance. It will launch new one and continue. See. Any confusion, Saujanya?
No, sir.
Okay. See, observe. Note. Latest application instance index is 0. Latest application instance is 0. Next, oldest one index is Samir. Oldest one index is Ritu.
N minus 1.
Good. N minus 1. Suppose 10 instance 0 to 9. 10 minus 1, 9. This is for Windows based applications. Windows based applications. If it is web based applications, creation time. We can work with multiple browsers using creation time property. See, we can work with multiple browsers using creation time property. Here, latest browser creation time. Say reverse. Latest browser creation time is n minus 1. Observe. Suppose launch one browser. First one Google browser. Next one more browser. Yahoo browser. Yahoo. Next one more. Rediff. See Google. Next Yahoo. Last one, latest one, Rediff. Now I want to close Rediff browser. Tell me Ritu, I want to close Rediff browser. Latest browser creation time n minus 1.
Yes, sir. 2. Creation time is equal to 2.
Just a minute. browser of creation time colon equal to 2 dot close. Run the script. Close it now. Sorry. Close the latest browser, Rediff. Okay. Next, using VBScript built-in functions. Using VBScript built-in functions. See, I will show an example using built-in functions. Dim num1 comma num2 read num1 num2 values. You know how to read num1 equal to input box of message, enter num1 value. Next, read num2 value, enter num2 value. Okay. Next, MSG box mathematical calculation, addition of num1 comma num2 is message. It is optional. Concatenate num1 plus num2. num1 plus num2. Run the script. See, num1 value 10. Next, num2 value 20. See, it is showing addition of num1 comma num2 is 1020, 1020. Why? What is the problem, Saujanya? Identify the problem. Saujanya.
It is concatenating and reading like test.
Okay, concatenating.
Text. So,
see how to handle this error. What is the problem? Data conversion problem na. Reading time VBScript considering data as string type data.
String type data.
String type data. So we need to convert the data. Convert the data. Okay. Say yes, here only you can convert. Here also you can convert. Otherwise, see, 3 different placements I will show. Input box of cint of input box of message. Next, cint of input box of message. This is one placement. Run the script. 10, 20. See, addition of num1 comma num2 is 30. See, this is one placement. Now it is handling. Okay, it is handling valid inputs. Observe. Run 1, 4. Handling. It is showing 5. For example, if you read invalid input, it has to handle, suppose ABC, see, type mismatch. Here change the placement first. Here, cint of num1, next cint of num2. Placement changed, but one more function required. 10, 20, next, okay, correct output, valid output, next ABC, XYZ, see type mismatch. Here, condition required. How to handle the situation? First, check the input. If is numeric of num1 equal to true, optional, equal to true, and is numeric also built-in function of VB script, is numeric of num2 equal to true, optional. Then add. Otherwise, for example, MSG box, invalid input, error message. If you don't write else part, it will leave one-way condition. Run the script. 10, 20, addition 30. Next, ABC, XYZ, invalid input. Say, this is handling type of data, type, numeric or not, numeric type or not. See, we have three data factors. Type of data means numeric or alphabets or special characters, etc. Next, range of data. Next, size of data. Size of data. Type of data, just a minute. See, in manual testing also, this concept is same. Data factors. Size of, just a minute, first type. Type of data. For example, numeric. It has to accept only numeric. Next, size of data. Size. Suppose for phone number object, it has to accept only 10-digit value. 10 digits. Next, range of data. Suppose for one job requirement, age limit 21 years, 21 to 35 years for one job recruitment. This is a range of data. Size of data, range of data. Sometimes both. Suppose type and size, combinations. Type and size. For example, mobile number object is there. It has to accept 10-digit numeric values. 10-digit is size, numeric values type. Suppose phone number. Phone number object has to accept 10-digit numeric values. Combination, type and size. Next, for example, type and range. Type and range. For example, age. In this job recruitment, age object has to accept numeric values, numeric value in between. This is range 21 and 35. Samir, did you understand this concept? Input data. See, in manual testing also, if you want to use test design techniques, equivalent classes, boundary value analysis, these data factors required na? Samir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what is the problem, Samir?
No problem, sir. Understood.
Okay, cool. Next, okay, type of data we covered. Size of data. How to restrict size of data? Guide me, Ritu. Restrict size of data. I want to read a value for age object. It has to accept first. It has to accept 21 to 35. 21 to 35 years. Suppose dim age.
Deep age.
Read
Read, yeah, from input box.
Ah.
Age is equal
age equal to
input box.
input box of, suppose, enter age. Any meaningful message. Next,
Yeah.
it has to check
If
whether it is valid age value or not, valid input or not.
yeah, if condition will be,
If
yeah, age greater
age
greater than or equal to 21.
okay, if age greater than 20
Okay, and less than
and age less than 36, otherwise, for readability point of view, age greater than or equal to 21 or less than or equal to 35. Okay, 21, 35. Then MSG box,
yeah.
valid data, valid data.
Yes.
Else MSG box invalid, invalid data. Okay, try. Run the script. 23 valid data. 21 valid data. 20 invalid data. Next,
Sir, we
30.
will not use saint function.
Just a minute. Only one value na? We already
Yes, sir.
discussed. If it is one value reading, another value is integer. See this 21, 35, 35 are integers na?
Yes, sir.
So here conversion not required. If both are the values are string type data, then conversion required.
Okay.
See 35 valid data. Next 36 invalid data. Okay, it is handling range, data range. Range, okay. Just a minute. Handling range of data. Next, range and type. Handling range and type. For example, in this scenario, it has to accept numeric value and in between 21 and 35. Numeric value, it has to accept numeric value only. Observe, suppose ABC, say, it is not handling. How to handle this scenario? How to handle Saujanya? Can you tell me? Dinesh?
Is it using the scene, sir? Or?
Scient conversion. You are handling data type.
No, no.
Numeric. First we have to check whether the value is numeric or not, then range. First type, then range.
Then,
See one more condition. See nested condition. If age is numeric. Is numeric of age. Okay, put note. True. Is numeric age of age is numeric age equal to true. Next, again if greater than equal to 21, then check. Observe. Run the script. ABC leaving. Just you place this else part in the second if after first if. Okay. Observe age ABC invalid data. Age ABC invalid data. Next, age 23 valid data. Next, age 50 is not handling. Age 50, it has to show invalid data. Suppose age 14, it has to show invalid data. Change the placement, Ritu. First condition, next second condition, then valid data. First condition, second condition, valid data. Ritu, change the placement.
This will write age.
Suppose if you place here, what will happen? It is only checks first condition, both conditions, both the conditions. One, two, invalid data. Next, 3, 4, valid data. Next, 50, invalid data. Next, ABC, not showing anything. Tell me Ritu. You place one more else part.
Oh, okay.
ABC, invalid data. Next, 1, 2, invalid data. Next, 2, 3, valid data. Next, 5, 0, invalid data. See, now it is handling type of the data and range of the data. Type of the data, range of the data. Next, using exit statement. Using exit statement. Exit statement is used to terminate loops. Exit statement is used to terminate loop structure. Example, exit for exit do. So I will show an example. Just a minute. Open order operation. Open order operation. Record the navigation. Suppose I want to open 1 to 10 orders. I want to open 1 to 10 orders for ORD. Any meaningful variable you can use, equal to 1 to 10. Step 1. See, default increment is 1 only. Pass variable as parameter. If you want to observe the test execution process, insert wait statement. It is optional. Then it will open 1 to 10 orders. 1, 2, 3, 6 running, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. For example, 20. 20 is there. We already discussed this example. Okay. Suppose I want to open 21 to 30 orders. 21 to 30 orders. Yesterday, I executed the script, executed properly. 21 to 30 orders available. What about today? Run the script. 21 executing. 22, 3, 4, 5. See, up to 26 orders only exists. Here, termination required. Loop termination. Say, if we use loop termination, it uses the termination whenever required. Suppose if not required, it won't use. If required, it uses that termination. Just a minute. Here. If so and so error pop-up exists, close the error pop-up, cancel the open order dialog box, put base state. Blank flight reservation window is the base state. Stop. Here write one condition. If so and so error pop-up exists, suppose 3 seconds, then kill the error pop-up and cancel the open order dialog box. Next, and if and for run the script. What is the problem? If then observe Saujanya, what is the problem?
Here exit will come, exit for.
Exit for placement problem. Just a minute.
Exit for.
Run the script. Expected if line 13. If so and so error exists, then end for. What is the problem?
No, sir. Instead
And if
of
will
end,
come
exit
first
will come,
and then
exit
end
for.
for will come.
Hold on, just a minute. Continue, Samir.
And if should come first and then end for.
End if first.
Yeah.
Then what will happen? Observe. I think it is not correct placement. Run the script. No. Exists of 3. It's not correct placement. Within condition only, end for. Within condition only.
Sir, instead of end, exit will come, exit for loop.
Instead of
Instead of end, it's exit for, right? Not end.
sorry, that is the problem. Statement different. Exit. Yes. Exit for. Now it is okay. Run the script. It is executing now. Good. See, 22nd order running, 23. See, mistakenly I used end statement instead of exit statement. Exit for, not end for. See, 26th order running. Next, 27th, not available, terminated. See, termination time, you define warning status. Saujanya, define warning status before exit for.
So Windows
Reporter
reporter
dot report event.
You
can use either mic warning. Warning. See here.
Warning.
Termination means warning only. It is not warning. Pass or fail. Not pass or fail. Next.
Warning.
Any result object.
Event name.
Res. Next. Any meaningful message. Up to concatenate. Suppose ORD not available means up to ORD -1. ORD -1. Orders only exist. Okay. Suppose 25 to 30. 25th order available, 26th order available, 27th onwards not available. Run the script. See, 25th order executing. Next, 26th order executing. Next, 27th running. Terminated. Open the result window. See, observe warning status. Warning status. Select this res object. See, up to 26 orders only exist warning. Suppose I want to open 5 to 10 orders. 5 to 10 orders available. So it won't terminate the loop. If required, it can terminate. Otherwise, it won't terminate. See, 5th order running. 6th order running. Next, 7th one. Next, 8th running. Next, 9th order. 10th order. Executed. Here, no, just done. No warning status. Just done. Just a minute. This is terminating for loop. Next, terminating do loop. terminating do loop. Tell me, Saujanya, my requirement is I want to open 5 to 10 orders using do loop. I want to open 5 to 10 orders using do loop. Okay, use do until or do while. Okay, select do until.
Do until
Do
uh,
until. Do until
less
we
than
are
or
not
equal to
range.
10.
Up to 10 do until less than or
Until
equal to ord
yeah,
less
less
than
than
or
or
equal to 10, and we
10.
have to initialize the variable ord equal to
Or equal
5.
to
I want to open 5 to 10 orders.
yes, sir.
Next, exit
And
do.
instead of exit to
Next, instead of next loop,
loop
next increment required
and
ord
ORD
equal to
5 plus 1.
ord plus 1.
ORD plus 1. ORD plus
Okay,
1.
put mute. I want to open 5 to 10 orders using do loop. Run the script. I do until na greater than. Until. Suppose if we use until, if you are in false position, it will execute. Once you reach true position, it will terminate. So do greater than. If we use while, less than. Run the script. See, fifth order running, sixth order running, next seventh one, next eighth, ninth order, over. Last, all orders over. Open the result window. See, just a done status. Next, I want to open 25 to 30 orders. Starting initialization 25 greater than or equal to 30. Then it will open 25 to 30 orders. Run the script. 25, next 26, terminated. Launch result window. See warning status. Warning status. Up to 26 orders only exist. This is about terminating do loop. Terminating do loop. Next, option explicit statement. It is error prevention mechanism. Option explicit statement. Say, what is the functionality of option explicit? It forces declaration of all variables in a script. It forces declaration of all variables in a script so that we can avoid misspell problems. So that we can avoid misspell. If you don't use option explicit, then it will consider implicit variables also. Sometimes we may misspell so that we can't get correct output. Observe, see dim, tickets. We already discussed this option explicit statement in variables chapter. Price, total. 3 variables. Suppose tickets equal to 7, price equal to 100, next total equal to tickets into price. Next, display the tickets value. Run the script. See, it is showing 0. My expected output is 700. Ticket 7, price 100, 7 into 100, 700. But it is not showing any error and providing incorrect output. Why? Here, misspell. Declaration time I used PRICE. Value assignment time I used PRICE only. But calculation time I used PRIE. Anyhow, VB script considers implicit variables. Without declaration also you can use variables. VB script point of view, this PRIE is not error. It is implicit variable. By default, we didn't assign any value. By default, variable value 0. Something into 0, it is showing incorrect output 0. Here, observe. Run the script once again. Not showing any error, but providing incorrect output. How to prevent this type of errors? Use option explicit statement. Option explicit. It should be the first statement. Then it will show error. Then you can correct the error, correct the problem. If we use any implicit variable, then it will show error. It won't execute. See variable undefined PRIE, then you can correct it. See. Next, using on error resume next statement. Using on error resume next. Don't use double quotes for on error resume next. It is statement, keyword, but understanding point of view I am using double quotes here. On error resume next. But in the script don't use double quotes. Statement. Say what is on error resume next statement? What is the functionality? If any error is there, don't stop the execution. Don't stop the script execution. Skip the error and continue. That is the functionality of on error resume next. Say if any error is there, do not stop the execution. Stop the script execution. Skip the error and continue. skip the error and continue. See, this is the usage. Next, when to choose, when not to choose on error resume next statement. It is only recommended for some scenarios. When to choose, when not to choose. See, when to choose. When to choose. Suppose if there is no impact on final output, say if you skip the errors, there is no impact on final, even though we skip errors, if there is no impact on final output, then you can use. Next, when not to choose. Suppose if any impact on final output, then don't use this statement. See, when to choose. If there is no impact, on final output, script output, then we can use it. Next, when not to use. Suppose if any impact on final output, then don't use. Examples. Tell me, Samir, what is on error resume next statement? What is the functionality? On error resume next. Samir.
If any error is there and we don't want to stop the execution and skip error and continue.
And continue the execution. Okay, next, when to choose, when not to choose.
If there is no impact on the final script output, then we can use it.
If any impact on final output, don't choose it. Okay. I will show a small example, concentrate. Observe. See, small VB form. Record the navigation. Add cities. Okay. Stop. Run the script. It will add. Okay. It will add all 5 items. Next, suppose second version of the application. In the second version, developers removed one item, Hyderabad item. Then what will happen? Run. See, problem. Cannot identify the specified item of the combo box, combo one object. Stop. See, in this scenario, you can use on error resume next. See, on error resume next. it will skip the error and continue. Run the script. See, Hyderabad item not available. Then it added remaining 4 items, all available items. Okay, next, first version. Suppose I want to execute same script on first version. In the first version, Hyderabad already there. Okay, no issue. It will add. It won't skip anything. If error is there, it will skip. See, Hyderabad also added. Say, in this scenario, no impact on final output. So, you can use no impact on final output. Next, impact on final output. For example, any syntax error are there, don't use. Any syntax errors. Just a minute. Syntax errors. Dem a comma b, a equal to 10, suppose b 20. See, instead of equal to, mistakenly I typed hyphen symbol, MSG box, a plus b. See here, syntax error. It will show error, then you can correct it. See, type mismatch. Suppose if we use on error resume next in this scenario, it will skip the error, but you can't get correct output. Impact on final output. On error resume next. Just a minute. On error resume next. Run the script. See, it is showing incorrect output. 10. It is skipping that error. So B 0. A 10 plus 0 10. So in this scenario, we cannot use this one. See, next recovery scenarios are there that I will explain later. Next, one small chapter, important chapter, debugging tests. Debugging tests. See, first, what is debugging? What is debugging? Say, debugging is optional, that I will explain. First, what is debugging? It is development term. Debugging is development term. It is not testing term. We are using programming logic in our tests, so that we need to familiar with this debugging term. We are using programming logic in our tests, so that we can so that we have to familiar with debugging term. What is debugging? Have any idea, Ritu? What is debugging?
Finding the defect and fixing the defect.
Finding and fixing is different. Fixing is not debugging.
Okay.
Fixing is not debugging. Fixing is different case. Okay, locating and isolating errors through step-by-step execution is called debugging. Locating and isolating errors through step-by-step execution. Step-by-step execution is called debugging. Next, debugging is optional in EFT. See, debugging is optional. Debugging is optional in test automation. Okay, debugging is optional. For example, we created 100 tests in our project. 97 tests are executing properly and showing correct output. We no need to debug them. Why? Executing properly and showing correct output means desired output. No need to debug them. For remaining 3 tests only, you can think about debugging. When debugging is required, when it is required exactly. Say I will provide 3 scenarios and try to understand when it is required. When debugging is required, when debugging is required, observe scenario 1. Scenario 1. Test is not showing any errors. Test is not showing any errors and providing correct output. And providing correct output. Observe Saujanya, in this scenario debugging is required or not? Test is not showing any errors. Test is not showing any errors and providing correct output. Is debugging required or not? Ritu, debugging. Tell me, Saujanya.
No, sir.
Not required. Why? Test is executing properly and
Yeah,
showing and
it's showing correct
providing
output,
correct
so we
output.
don't need to.
Correct output. So
We don't need it.
debugging not required. Okay. Next, scenario 2. Scenario 2. Test is not showing. Test is showing errors. Test is showing errors. Test is showing errors. See, if test shows errors, definitely we cannot expect correct output. In this scenario also, debugging optional. Why? First correct the errors. If test shows errors, correct the errors. Most of the time you can get correct output. Otherwise you can debug. See, in the second scenario also, debugging optional. In the first scenario not required. The second scenario optional. Next, third scenario. Scenario 3. Test is not showing any errors and not providing correct output. Test is not showing any errors and not providing correct output. In this scenario, debugging is mandatory. Debugging is required. See, debugging is required. See, final conclusion, when debugging is required, whenever script is not showing any errors and not providing correct output, then debugging is required. See, final conclusion. Whenever script is not showing, whenever test script is not showing any errors and not providing correct output, then debugging is required. Debugging is required. Okay. Say debugging. What is debugging and when debugging is required. Next, how to debug. How to debug. Okay. When this type of situation occurs, suppose I will show a small example. At one point of time, we have to use x equal to a plus b. As per our test requirement, this is the desired formula. But instead of addition operator, mistakenly we used multiplication operator. Script point of view, it is not error. But our test requirement point of view, it is error. It won't show any error as per this operator. As per this operator, it evaluates. So you cannot get desired output. So in order to locate this type of human errors, we need to debug test scripts. See, third point, how to debug. How to debug tests. See, using VB script debug commands and breakpoints, we can debug scripts. Using debug commands. Using debug commands and breakpoints, we can debug test scripts. Say I will introduce important debug commands. Say important debug commands. See, first one, step into. See here, try to use shortcut keys. Otherwise, every time we need to navigate that menu. Shortcut key F11. Next, step over. Shortcut key F10. Next, step out. Shortcut key Shift plus F11. Okay. Next, breakpoint. F9. Okay, step into. What is the functionality of step into? It has three functionalities. First one, whenever we use step into for the first time, it starts the execution. It starts the execution. Next, once again, if you select step into, then it will execute one statement at a time. See, for first time, it starts the execution. Next, it executes one statement at a time. It executes one statement at a time. One normal statement at a time. Next, if it is function call, see this second usage only for normal statements. If it is function call, it opens the function and executes one function statement at a time. If it is function call, opens the function and executes one function statement at a time. Okay, one statement at a time. At a time. See, tell me Samir, what is the functionality of step into command, debug command, step into? Usage of step into.
So when you press F11, it starts the execution. It executes one statement at a time. If that statement has a function call, then it opens the function and execute one statement at a time.
Okay, good. Say next, step over. It has two functionalities. First of all, it doesn't start the execution. After execution starts, you can use this step over. Then what are the functionalities of step over? It executes one statement at a time. See, for executing one statement at a time, already step into is there. Okay, after execution starts, if we use either step into or step over, both are same. They execute one statement only, at a time only. Okay, next, what is the specialty of step over? Specialty. Suppose if you don't want to execute function statements step by step, you want to execute all function statements at a time. Means at a time means continuous execution. Suppose functions, reusable components, we already tested. We no need to test again. That time you can use step over. If you step over, it execute all function statements. It executes all function statements at a time. At a time means continuously, not all statements single shot. Continuous execution without user interaction. Okay, and one small drawback is there. That is not drawback, that is quality of step over. Once you open the function, then it will execute one function statement at a time only. Before opening the function, if you choose step over, then it will execute all function statements at a time. Once you open the function, then step over also helpless. it executes one function statement at a time. Suppose I have 70 statements in my function. I open the function using step into. After 4 or 5 statements, my problem rectified. I want to execute remaining all function statements at a time. If you use step over, it is helpless. It executes one statement at a time only once you open the function. The time. If you step out, it executes all remaining function statements at a time. See, step out has only single functionality. First of all, it doesn't start the execution. Next, it doesn't execute normal statements. It executes all remaining statements, all remaining function statements at a time. See, it executes all remaining function statements at a time. Okay. Next, breakpoint, it pauses the execution. Breakpoint, it pauses the execution. What is the usage? I will explain. It pauses the script execution. Okay. So I will show one small example. Concentrate. Example. See, observe. Just a minute, I will create one function. Take new test. Suppose login function. Say make it, just run it once. Executing. Next, make it as reusable component. Function. Suppose function name login. Suppose parameters agent comma password. Agent comma password. Pass arguments as parameters, agent, password. Next, make it as call the function. First, call the function. Call login of. Suppose agent name ABCD. Password Mercury. Next, run the script. Executing. Next, make it as a reusable component. Reusable component. Make it as external function. Now it is reusable component only. Now it is a reusable component only. But internal function means defining and calling within the script. Next, make it as external function. External function. Cut the code, create a library file. Library file means launch Notepad like editor. Place the code. Next, save as VBS file. Suppose abc.vbs. Next, associate the library file and access the external function. Settings, resources, click add icon, browse path of the library file, apply OK. Next, try to run the script, it will execute. OK. Next, observe dim ABC. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to A plus B. A into B. Suppose A minus B. See, observe in this script some normal statements are there, normal statements, and one function call. See, in this script total 15 statements, 14 statements are normal statements and one statement, 8th statement is function call. If you run the script, then it will execute all statements at a time. If you choose run command, then it will execute all statements at a time, means continuous execution. Run the script, executing all. Okay. Suppose if you want to execute the script step by step, then choose debug commands. See, first run, step into, observe step over and step out in disabled state. Why? They won't start the execution. First start the execution using step into. See, execution started. Next, use F11 means step into. Once again, one statement at a time, one at a time, one at a time, one. Next, it is function call. If you select step into once again, what will happen? It will open the function and executes one function statement at a time. See, one statement at a time. See, F11. Next, F11. See, function over. Next, again normal statements. One at a time. Next, step over. First start the execution using step into. Next, observe step over command enabled. If you use step over, then it will execute one statement, one normal statement at a time. Again use F10, F10, F10. See, function call. Use F10. It will execute all function statements at a time. See, again normal statements. Here you can use either step into or step over. Next, see once again, run step into. Open the function using step into. Once you open the function, then step over also helpless. Use step over. One statement at a time only. One at a time only. In this scenario, just a minute. One at a time, one at a time. Normal statements. Next, step out. See, now step out command in disabled state. Why? It doesn't start the execution. Select step into. See, now step over enabled, still step into, still step out in disabled state. Why? It doesn't execute normal statements. It doesn't start the execution. It doesn't execute normal statements. It executes only function statements. Whenever you are in function, then it will enable. See, function call, use step into. Then if we use step out, then it will execute all remaining function statements at a time. Means continuously. See, executing. Next, again normal statements. So step out disabled. Here you have to use either step into or step over. Okay, now Ritu, did you understand these debug commands? Step into, step over, step out.
Yes, sir.
Next, come to this one, breakpoint. We already discussed it. Pauses the execution. Okay, that is general use. It pauses the execution. Then what is the usage of breakpoints in our tests? Observe, we have three types of script execution. See, test script execution, test script execution. One is at a time execution, means executing script continuously. At a time execution. How to execute? Using run command. Using run command. Next, step-by-step execution. Step-by-step execution. Using debug commands. Debug commands. Next, hybrid execution. Suppose I have 100 lines of code. I want to execute first 40 lines at a time, middle 30 lines step by step, next last 30 lines again at a time. Some portion of the code at a time, some portion of the code step by step. For that we can use breakpoints. See, hybrid execution. hybrid execution. For hybrid execution, using run command, and debug commands, using run command, debug commands, and breakpoints. Okay. See, using run command, debug commands, and breakpoints. You can use multiple breakpoints in our test scripts. Observe. Suppose here I want to execute first portion of the script, the selected one, step by step, middle portion of the script at a time, next last portion again step by step. See, suppose here use breakpoint F9, place cursor and shortcut key F9. Next up to this one, again press F1. For removing breakpoint also same, place mouse pointer and again press F1, same keyboard. For inserting and removing, see, same shortcut key for inserting and removing. See, now I want to execute first portion of the script step by step, next middle portion at a time, next last portion again step by step. First portion step by step. Choose debug commands. Step into again debug commands F10 or F11. Next choose continue command. Now run command turned as continue. Okay, again step by step use debug commands. Over. Suppose first portion at a time, middle portion step by step, last portion at a time. First select run command, next select debug commands, next last portion again again at a time, continue. Over. See, this is about hybrid execution. See, run, continue. Okay, hybrid execution. Okay, this is about debugging tests. Next, tomorrow we will continue. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you. Any queries, Samir?
So do you have link of Light GUI application?
Pardon?
Do you have this download link of this GUI application?
Okay, I will try to provide.
Yeah. So how did you download with this new UFT? With UFT?
New UFT from HP site you can download now.
No, I have new version of UFT, but this old application, how did you integrate integrated with new UFT
Okay,
application.
okay. I will send the details.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
welcome.